Hey everyone, and welcome to the part 3 of 5 in the Meet the Classes skill guide series. This time we're gonna go take a closer look at the Barbarian and put him in the spotlight. But before we do that, I would really like to ask you guys for something. If you guys could give me some feedback either in the comments below or message me on YouTube with basically how I'm doing or things I could do better, anything like that. Also, if you're tired of me releasing content only about the Diablo 3 beta and you would like to see me doing something else, write that in as well. I really don't mind it. Whether it's World of Warcraft or it's Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, commentaries, montages, anything, I'll give it a try, sure. But anyways, let's get on to the guide. The first thing I'm gonna do is introduce you guys to the main skill tree, if you can say that. Of the Barbarian is the primary, secondary, defensive, might, tactics, rage and passive skills we're looking into. The first one is the primary, and the first ability of the primary skill tree is the bash ability. The bash ability is a standard hack and smash kind of spam ability, but it has the thing about it that it has a chance of knocking the enemy back. If you rune it with the first rune, it'll replace this knockback with a stun, and if you rune it with the second ability, it will completely remove the stun knockback effect at cost for more damage. The next ability is the cleave ability. You basically swing your weapon in an arc in front of you, and every person hit by this will take damage. If you rune it, all persons killed by this will then explode and deal even more damage to your surrounding minions. The third ability in the primary tree is the frenzy ability. And there we have it. Basically, this does nothing on itself. It doesn't have any special things to it, but each time you hit a minion, a boss, a player with it, you increase your attack speed up to a maximum of 5 times. So what this does is just increasing attack speed, nothing more than that, but yet it's fairly effective. The first skill in the secondary tree is Hammer of the Ancients. This is a basic knockback, and what you can do with it is you gain rage from your primary abilities. I'm not sure if it's called rage, but you can spend that rage on the secondary abilities. And Hammer of the Ancients is the first one, just a standard knockback. The Rend is a swirl kind of whirlwind once around, and it hits every minion with a dot around them. And if your weapon is good enough, since it scales with weapon damage, it will eventually kill them. The third one is the Seismic Smash. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. And as you can see in the upcoming clip, it's a frontal cone ability like the Hammer of the Ancients, but has way further range. The first skill in the defensive tree is the Ground Stomp. The Ground Stomp stuns enemies around you in a relatively small area, and if you put a rune to it, it'll slow the enemies instead of stunning them. I'm not really sure why to put that rune in, but yeah, whatever. The second one is the Leap. Very mobility based ability. You can use it to get onto enemies or away from enemies depending on how aggressive you play, and is fairly good in my opinion. The first one in the Might series is the Ancient Spear. As you can see, you hurl out a spear, and that spear gives some damage to the opponent, obviously, but if you don't kill them, you also drag the opponents closer to you and snares them. The last ability I'm going to be talking about is the second in the Might tree, and that is the Revenge ability. This ability triggers on minion hits to you, and what it does is it does a whirlwind around you, which deals fairly decent damage to the opponents, I'd say, and also heals you for the amount dealt. The passive abilities that you have access to in the beta is following. The first one is Pound of Flesh and gives you a 25% increased chance of finding a health globe, and also gives you 100% additional life when consuming one. The second one gives you 5% more critical chance and 50% more critical damage. The third one, sorry, is the Nerves of Steel, and that increases your armor by 100% of your vitality. That was the Barbarian skill guide for now. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, don't hesitate liking it or subscribing to the channel. It's much appreciated from here, and also don't forget to give me feedback please, as said in the first place. That was all I had for now. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and see everyone until the next video.